Hey all, Kurt Sasso here from TGT Media at Fan Expo Canada 2013. We're joined today by Jack Briglio, of course, from True Patriot and many other amazing comics. How are you doing today?
Doing very well, thanks. Yeah, doing really well.
You know, this is a great, largest Canadian convention. What brings you to Fan Expo?
I've been here a number of years with promoting my books from Growing Up Enchanted and other licensed books that I've done for DC and IDW. This year, main promotion is pushing our new book that I worked with a bunch of Canadian creators, True Patriot. It's an anthology with new stories of Canadian superheroes. So I'm really excited to finally get this book out to the masses. So.
And it's great to see finally Canadians banding together to promote something. It's a new concept.
Yeah, well, it was something like friends, being friends with Jay and a few other guys. We've always talked about wanting to do something together. Always talked about how the world needed more Canadian heroes. There weren't enough Canadian superhero stories being told, and it led to this Indiegogo campaign that we led last October, and here we are. We have successfully funded, and we finally got the book out, and it's a lot of positive feedback. So we're really happy to finally have it out.
You know, everyone has one person that kind of set them on their path to where they are now. Who was that for you?
It is who set me. Let's see. So my idol in comics, I would have to say. Alan Moore, Scott McCloud, those two, they're writing two very different styles of writing, but in the 80s when books like Watchmen, Swamp Thing, and other books came out, I was a big comic fan at the time, still am, but I always liked writing, and it was one of those things that comics was a hobby that I started from day one as a kid, basically as a 5-year-old to this day. So seeing those great stories, I said, I'd like to do my part, and so here we are.
Do you consider yourself successful?
Do I consider myself? Yeah, I mean, I'm not Alan Moore successful or anything like that, but you gauge success by going and doing things that you want to do. So have I set out to do things that I wanted to do? Yes, definitely. I mean, True Patriot is something that we've all that all of us wanted to see become real, and that's become real. I've written a bunch of books for all ages readers, like Growing Up Enchanted, it's create our own book, fantasy adventure. I'm glad I've gotten that book out there. I wish I had more time to write more. I wish I could be writing all the time, and that sort of thing, because it's something I certainly love. So yeah.
How do you deal with failure?
How do I deal with failure? You just move on, and you just move on to the next thing. I mean, you let it sink in, and you just persevere. And I mean, the biggest advice I give anyone in this industry, and it works for anything really, is just you have to persevere. You keep going. I mean, not everyone's going to like your material. Not everyone's going to see your material. I mean, you've got to do things for yourself. Is what you eventually learn. And sometimes you learn the hard way, and you just keep doing things that make you happy.
And once this closes up, once you head back home and decompress from this convention, what personal experiences are you going to take away from this?
I guess meeting new people, meeting old friends, fans of my books, new fans of my books, just all of that all as one, just kind of going back and saying, I find these conventions always invigorate me, and I think if you talk to anyone, they feel the same way. When you're talking to a bunch of fans, or you're talking to peers, fellow writers, fellow other artists in the field, you can't help but go home and invigorated or motivated to do more. And that's usually what happens to me when I go to this con or any other convention for that matter.
Well, thanks so much for taking the time. We don't want to block any more people from coming to see you here, and we have a great rest of the convention.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. You're watching TGT.